Hello, welcome back to Evergreen Gardens. I myself am Socks, and it's been a while since we've done this, but I'm back after a much needed break from, my career as a roller coaster tycoon YouTuber. And I think the first thing we're going to do here is stop the merry-go-round music. I don't know if you guys were noticing that as much, but it was just always there in my previous Evergreen Gardens videos. Maybe I just noticed it more because I was editing them. But yeah, it's going to help myself out there. And it's good that we got the steel corkscrew roller coaster because that is what I want to build today. Our guest count is a little lacking. Ideally, I'd like to be at 500 by the end of year 2 so that I'm on pace for 1,000 by year 4. And so as much as I want to kind of not build up this park too much, I think it's time to build a roller coaster. And I've chosen this one in particular, steel corkscrew roller coaster. It's kind of modeled after classic aero loopers. I don't know, there's kind of like a vintage element to them that kind of works in a way that doesn't detract from nature as much. A good example is Loch Ness Monster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. There's Dragon Mountain at Marineland. That's another one that's kind of like nature-y in a way, as well as Tennessee Tornado at Dollywood. Like, there's a way to do a tasteful aero looper that I want to kind of do on this plot of land. As you can see, it's not as gardeny. I wouldn't want to like take down this area to build a roller coaster, but I'm fine removing some of these trees if need be. I like to keep these ones because they're very nicely made. But I think I'm going to build under them to start so that I don't have to do that. 24/7, 365. Coasters stay on my mind. I get it. I admit it. I make coasters all the time. They call me Pusha S for socks. And right off the bat, just so y'all can see my vision, I'm going to change the color scheme. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know how it'll turn out. White might be a little bit too much of a contrast, but I already kind of like where it's going, so I think it'll be okay. And we haven't unlocked the loop, which would have been nice because then I could do a vertical loop there, but that's okay. That's actually kind of a bummer. I might actually just see if I can coax out ride improvements, and in the meantime just wait until I get the vertical loop because I was really looking forward to incorporating that. And what do you know? The first ride improvement to come along is vertical loop for steel corkscrew roller coaster. Now, if you're not aware, that is exactly what we are looking for. And so I will be excited to resume this steel corkscrew roller coaster once we have the vertical loop for steel corkscrew roller coaster. Let's check in over here. How's our maze doing? As terrible as ever. And it's the 12th of September, so we have one more day until the vertical loop. Oh, it's ready, the vertical loop for steel corkscrew roller coaster. Excellent. All right, let's do what we should have done years ago. Vertical loop left. Boomo. Oh, wait, but yeah, okay. What's become clear is I need to do this. This is going to be sick, everybody. Yes! That's fun. I actually haven't thought past this point. But how's that for an intro, you know? It makes sense to go one up and then here, but I just don't like the way that looks. It looks just so janky. It looks like it doesn't exist. And I don't know what I mean by that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it at this level, but then make a little bit of a cutaway right here. And then, yep, this is the move. This will kind of serve as a second drop, I think. Think of it as like the second wave of coronavirus, except it's a drop. So just to backtrack, we've got our drop, loop, banked hill, corkscrew, turn up into our second drop, and it repeats that theme. And so we have an established theme where after a drop, it's going to go through a loop. So here's my chance to kind of break from the pre-existing pattern in this part. So I think instead of doing a banked hill, I'm going to opt for a much more intense turnaround right here. Of course, that might interfere with the path, but I can always rearrange things. Oh, it doesn't. That's pretty cool. And then I'm going to cut through here. Oh, can you not batwing? Brutal. You can't batwing in this game? Man, batwing is... So this is a Cobra roll. Oh, because we have no half loop. How do I not have a half loop? Fuck. And our patience has paid off because now we will have a half loop for a steel corkscrew roller coaster. Now I know what you're saying. A year or two has passed and we're still haven't even broken 400 guests, let alone 500. But I really think once they realize we have a half loop for a steel roller coaster, sorry, half loop for steel corkscrew roller coaster, they'll be really flocking in then. Yep. Yep. Can't argue with that. Nope. Yep. Yep. Now we just gotta wait. A lot of waiting in this episode. Because they don't have all of the advancements for aero loopers. Even though this game came out in what, 1999? 2000? Yeah, okay. Vortex at Kings Island was built like in the 80s, I think, or late 70s, and like, I think 80s, and like that has half loops and vertical loops, so why can't I use them in a game built, over 10 years later, right? Well, why are you making me wait for these half loops for steel? Or do you want me to fail this scenario? Because nothing's gonna happen until you give me that half loop for steel corkscrew roller coaster. I tried to tell you, Chris Sawyer, I need that half loop. The only aero coasters that have exclusively corkscrews are Corkscrew at Michigan's Adventure, and there's some other ones. But I mean, that's my point. No one really talks about the ones that have just corkscrews. It's all about the aero loopers that have vertical loops and half loops. Be it Viper at Six Flags Magic Mountain, be it Demon, be it Canyon Blaster, Tennessee Tornado. You get my point. Thank you. Okay, and what a Cobra roll is it's this, and then this. Is that too high? I think it might be. Okay, so this part will be a little tricky. How do we get back to the station? But I have a plan, as I often do. Sometimes. Okay, that's the coaster. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, let's build an entrance and an exit and watch it go. I wish you had the option in this game to make the paint look a little faded, because I think that would have really added a lot of charm to this, oddly enough. But that's okay. Let's watch it go. Takes the loop at a pretty good speed. That's about what arrow loopers do. The corkscrew is a solid, maybe a little quick, but that's okay. And then this one, another very good pace to it. And then this one I'll be interested to see. It might be a little slower. No, that's pretty much what you want. And then it goes through here. Wow, that's fun. That's a good arrow looper, yo. It's a little bit of a unique layout. You usually don't see them end with like a bank turn section like I did there, but I don't hate it. You know, I think it's like an alternative to a helix or something almost, because you get a lot of G-force in this underground section. It's just not in the typical way. And we need a name for this guy. But we will discuss that in the following episode. If you want to comment a name on this beautiful coaster that I have made, let me know. I will consider it. We will have a lot of work to do because we have less than 2 years left and we need over 600 guests to come in. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. And yeah, so looks like it's going to be a 4-part series because I'm done with this video. Stay Saki.